In 1954, late night television changed forever. A woman in black stepped through the fog, looked into the camera, and screamed. Her name was Vampira. Her show lasted barely a year, but her image never died. Before Vampira, there was Maila Nurmi, a young woman trying to get noticed in Hollywood. She modeled, took small jobs, and waited for a break. Then, one night, she showed up at a costume party dressed as a dark, glamorous creature no one could ignore. Her look was inspired in part by the mysterious woman Charles Adams had been drawing for The New Yorker. The character would later become known as Morticia Adams. But Mila pushed the look somewhere stranger. Pale skin, black hair, a razor thin waist. A producer noticed her, and Mila realized something. If Hollywood wasn't going to invent her, she would invent herself. And Vampira was born. In 1954, Vampira finally stepped onto television, and nothing on TV looked quite like her.
Young man, who are you? What is this?
She drifted through fog in a skin-tight black dress, stared directly into the camera, and let out a blood-curdling scream. She introduced horror movies surrounded by skulls, cobwebs, and her pet spider Rolo. She was glamorous, macabre, funny, and just a little dangerous. Los Angeles couldn't get enough of her. Suddenly, Vampira wasn't just a television host, she was a phenomenon. And then, almost as quickly as Vampira appeared, she was gone. Her television show ended in 1955, less than a year after it began, and most of the original broadcasts disappeared with it. Imagine creating one of television's most unforgettable characters, only to watch nearly all of the footage vanish. The woman remained, the photographs remained, but the show that made Vampira famous became a ghost. Around this time, Vampira crossed paths with another Hollywood outsider, James Dean. The two became friends as Dean's fame was exploding. Then in 1955, Dean was killed in a car crash at just 24 years old. After his death, rumors began swirling around Vampira. Dark magic, curses, even claims that she had somehow foretold his death. Most of it was Hollywood mythology, but the rumor stuck, and Vampira became part of the James Dean legend. And just when Vampira's story couldn't get any stranger, along came Ed Wood. He cast Maila in Plan 9 from Outer Space, where she silently wandered through a cemetery, looking unmistakably like Vampira. The movie would become legendary, mostly for being called one of the worst films ever made. But here's the irony. Vampira's television show nearly vanished. Plan 9 survived. And for generations, it became one of the few places audiences could still see her move. But Hollywood has a short memory, and eventually the spotlight moved on. The woman who had once been photographed by Life magazine, who had cruised through Hollywood as Vampira, was suddenly struggling to make a living. Maila took ordinary jobs. She worked with antiques, she made furnishings, she even did carpentry and laid linoleum. Think about that. One moment you're gliding through television fog as Vampira. The next, you're installing somebody's floor. Hollywood may have forgotten her, but Maila had not forgotten Vampira. More than 25 years later, television wanted a horror hostess again. Maila became involved in plans to bring Vampira back, but the deal fell apart, and the station moved forward with another performer, Cassandra Peterson. Her character became Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Pale skin, black hair, a plunging black dress, horror movies, macabre humor. Maila saw more than a resemblance. She believed Vampira had been copied and eventually took the fight to court. She didn't win, but the argument never really disappeared because decades before Elvira arrived, Vampira had already opened the door. And this may be one of the strangest parts of Vampire's story, because the farther we get from 1954, the easier she is to recognize. You can see pieces of Vampira everywhere that came after: Morticia, Lily Munster, Elvira, goth culture, Violet Chachki, generations of horror hosts. Her television show almost disappeared, but the idea didn't. The idea escaped. Maila died in Los Angeles in 2008 at the age of 85. And fittingly, she was laid to rest at Hollywood Forever Cemetery. Her show lasted barely a year, but more than 70 years later, you still know exactly what Vampira looks like.
What do they say about imitation? Two things.
Right.
Sincerest compliment or sincerest form of plagiarism. I think it's the sincerest form of plagiarism. I'm not thrilled, but by the same token, I know it's my creative imagination. Were it not for my creative imagination, she'd still be a bit player on the Z channel.
Maybe immortality in Hollywood isn't living forever. Maybe it's becoming impossible to forget.